Should be back, but hopefully the connection is good now. But yeah, 155 FPS is what it was just standing here. And with the streaming software, it's 144, 147. It's like VSync is on, but it's not. Yeah, I think it turns off VSync because I put the like 48 and it's at 150. Now the game shows 75 in the background, but we're actually getting 150, double that amount. It's literally double. Wow, this is incredible. So you cannot use VSync when frame generation is on, at least not in this beta, the beta driver. But just to test everything out, and if you walk in a straight line and you don't go left and right like that, you won't notice VSync. But yeah, the VSync is definitely noticeable. I prefer it to be on. Oh crap, she doesn't like me. But hey, I'm playing CYBERPUNK high medium settings, 145 FPS. Come on now. AMD did awesome. This is absolutely awesome. Alright, I've been putting it off. It's time to make sure the stream's running good. Oh crap, she doesn't like me. Alright, stream's running good. 143 FPS. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting and waiting, looking up FSR 3, looking up news, trying to find everything about it, watching Moore's Law is dead. We aren't even using any upscaling at all. This is with quality. 185 FPS, come on now. And you say, well Frosty, you have medium settings. Well here. High everything. There you go. Let me turn this off for now, because of the glitch earlier. 173. Let's see what it is with it on. 170, 170, 169. So I lost like 3 frames from turning off ambient occlusion. Alright, so 167 FPS. Wow. Alright, I've been waiting. Here we go. I could change everything to Ultra and stuff, but that's not how I'll play in real life. In real life, I keep everything like this. Crowd density high. And sometimes I'll turn this to medium. Hardware Unbox said that medium's okay for these. But for ray tracing, I won't mind losing a little bit of these things, and they don't really do much. But here we go. Ray traced reflections. Let's do that by itself first. Uh-oh, it's thinking. Is it gonna work? Oh, it works. No, 86 frames per second. 42, 43, and then 86 with frame gen. That's pretty cool. I can't wait till they add FSR 3 officially. VSync screws it up too. Not being able to do VSync, that kind of messes with you. But if you walk in a straight line, that looks really good. 90 frames per second with ray traced reflections. Yeah, AMD's stepping it up. Their next gen card might be better at ray tracing, but going from a 3070 to a 7900 XTX was definitely an improvement. The only bad thing is you kind of couldn't do the ray tracing as much as like a 4080 Ti. Now, with frame gen, and FSR 3's coming. With FSR 3, actually I should come here and do a video once it actually becomes official. But here, let me turn everything on and see what happens with quality. Let's do medium and all the shadows, all the bells, whistles. We're getting 26 frames per second, 25 standard, and with frame generation that 26 is going to 52. So it literally is 2 times frames per second. So now what happens if we put it to performance? There we go, 77. Now when you're using AMD frame generation, they recommend to have a base of 60 FPS per 60 frames per second before you apply frame generation. So you kind of want your frame generation to never go under 120 FPS, which is 60 standard FPS. So a lot of people like to do the ray tracing medium, and that's what AMD touts as its best thing. They say, oh, well, we can do 62 FPS ray tracing medium. Oh, and it comes on auto. But ultra everything, ray tracing medium is reflections off, shadows and lighting on. So let's see. Was like 50 in the past. Here it's 45 and it cranks out 92. So from 46 to 92 it says. And this is ray tracing medium. But there is an issue with FSR 2.1 where it just shimmers a lot. It needs better. And I think FSR 3 is going to be legit awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be so cool when they actually come out with it. Bro, leave me alone. What's up, fool? But right now, this is a beta version of a driver that's barely released. Hello. But bottom line, FSR 3 is everything I thought it would be. I don't know how I feel about this beta version. I mean, it's beta version of a driver. You can't enable VSync yet. And it does have like ghosting, I would say. But like I said, you want to make sure you have 60 frames per second before applying frame generation. And we're getting 49. So that's not good. And I think we're in performance automatically. Actually, I think we're in balance now. Auto put us into balanced, I think. Now we're at 56 frames a second, which is pretty stinking close to 60. And now we're up to 110. But yes, Nvidia wins at ray tracing, but many games, including Unreal Engine 5 games, will not really have hardware ray tracing. It will be more like Lumen. And I'll tell you what, FSR 3 already has a plugin being developed for Unreal 5. It's incredible. It does feel like it's 125. Walking like this, it does feel really smooth. Now corners are a little bit tricky. But hey, we're playing ray trace medium at 120 FPS almost. 100 FPS. That's incredible. And this is with the beta driver, not even with FSR 3 implementation. So soon FSR 3 will be inside Cyberpunk. It is going to be awesome. Let's try some ray tracing overdrive. And I'm just going to do ultra performance. The other thing in Forspoken, ultra performance FSR 3 looks fantastic. Not kidding, FSR 3 ultra performance looks better than probably quality or balanced in FSR 2. But I just want to see. I've been waiting. 52. Okay, that's better. That's better. 54. Before, like right now, I'm getting 27 with normal standard frames. 26, 27, and then that translates to 53 with frame generation active. Now this game will get frame generation, but if you're playing other games that has no frame gen or anything, like maybe Hunter Call of the Wild, which I just thought about, yeah, you're gonna double your frames. I'm hoping they can have it while VSync is enabled. That would be best. But here, this is what I would do to get more performance out of everything. Let's just do medium. Start there. Boom, what do we get? 52 still, 53. Wow. I wonder if these even matter when ray tracing's on. Now let's put it to Psycho. How do I do that? We gotta go Ultra and then Overdrive. I don't see any difference in the reflections. Boy, that's bad. That's really bad. 27 FPS out of 13. But see, you do high with quality FSR, high settings, everything. Boom. 168 FPS. So do you really, you know, Overdrive's nice and it's NVIDIA's special feature and stuff. But do you really need it? I mean, I can understand at 167 FPS, I could turn on some ray traced reflections. Boom. There we go. Now we're at 48 standard, 95 regular. So I would still want to put on performance mode. So most people with ray tracing will probably put it on performance with frame generation on. And FSR 3 looks so much better than 2.1. So much better upscaling. But there we go. 64 standard FPS, and that's increased to 127 through frame generation. And this is incredible. I can't believe I'm playing with ray traced reflections. Now there isn't many in this area. Let me find a place. Nah, I'll take the bike. But I mean, just dealing with ray tracing on an AMD GPU is not the best. It's not really designed and optimized for it. But let's rip up through the city quick and just see what it's like with ray traced reflections on. And we're almost at 60 FPS base. We're at 59, 60, and 124 for the actual generated frames total. Actually, I'm following the wrong spot. Let me disable this. I like to play first person as well most of the time. But let's rip it down through here. See what it looks like. I can't believe it's 120 FPS and ray traced reflections is on. That's awesome. I mean, it has to be awesome when you're used to 60 FPS and then all of a sudden you have 120. But I am truly excited for the official FSR 3 release in Cyberpunk. I hope it comes out very soon. Because the shimmering, you'll notice lots of shimmering as I go through. Also, give me 1 second. I need to make sure my recording is still working. On-screen indicator. Top left. For some reason it doesn't show my indicator that I'm actually streaming. Oh, and this also is a beta driver. So, the fact that it runs, I'm happy. But anyways, let's rip it down through. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to look so good when FSR 3 officially is in this game. They're going to be talking about it all over Hardware Unboxed. Moore's Law is dead. It's going to be incredible. Because now NVIDIA, the only thing they have better now is the ray tracing. They can do ray tracing better, for sure. That is true. But now, frame generation isn't just for them. Plus, anyone who has a 3070 Ti or something like that, a 2080, will be able to use FSR 3 in this game when it's officially released. But I just want to try out frame generation. This is like birthday present coming early. It feels good, it feels smooth. There's the reflections. I want to try to get out through here. There's no way to get out. There it is. But yeah, all this shimmering on FSR 2.1, yeah, don't really care for it. So I'm hoping FSR 3 really improves that. From what I've seen, FSR performance, FSR 3 performance upscaling at 1080 performance for 4K looks better than FSR 2.1 in quality mode in here, for sure. So I'm really excited to see what FSR 3 will look like in the official release with the upscaling plus the frame generation. But I can understand why people like the reflections. But for me, I don't want any stuttering. I don't want anything bad. Shimmering, stuttering. I'm going to turn it off, see what happens. So this is native 4K. Native 4K with frame generation, ray traced reflections are on. We're getting 35 FPS regular frames and 70 frame generated total. Total FPS is 70. Oh my word, I just had a thought. You know, people with like a 2060 or whatever are gonna go from like 40 FPS up to 80. And it might not look as good, it might not be perfect. But is it better than the original 40? Probably. This feels smooth. This feels smoother than 32 FPS. Driving down through. It's only when you turn it doesn't feel smooth. But just driving down straight, it feels pretty good. But until official implementation comes, I would probably leave it off and wait for the upscaling to come in. Might as well just do Ultra. Just to test all the presets. Stop it, Cyberpunk. I'm trying to click the button. Oh my word, it keeps doing it. So Ray Tracing Ultra, everything default settings. Ultra, everything on. Confirm, yes. Here we go. 51 FPS up to 107. 53 to 107. At the top right, I have my Steam overlay one there. So, I'm used to being able to play this at, 50. If not for frame generation right now, my frame rate would be 55, 54. So that's what I standard would get with a 7900 XTX.